Matthew chapter 9. Jesus stepped into a boat. He went over to the other side of the lake and came to his own town. Some men brought to him a man who could not walk. He was lying on a mat, just so that they had a face. So he said to the man, "Don't lose hope, son, your sins are forgiven." Then some teachers of the law said to themselves, "This fellow is saying a very evil thing." Jesus knew what they were thinking, so he said, "Why do you have evil thoughts in your heart? Is it easier to say your sins are forgiven, or to say, get up and walk? But I want you to know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins." So he spoke to the man who could not walk. "Get up," he said, "take your mat and go home." The man got up and went home. When the crowd saw this, they were filled with wonder. They praised God for giving that kind of authority to a human being. As Jesus went on from there, he saw a man named Matthew. He was sitting at the tax collector's booth. "Follow me," Jesus told him. Matthew got up and followed him. Later, Jesus was having dinner at Matthew's house. Many tax collectors and sinners came. They ate with Jesus and his disciples. The Pharisees saw this, so they asked the disciples, "Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners?" Jesus heard this, so he said, "Those who are healthy don't need a doctor. Sick people do. Go and learn what this means. I want mercy and not sacrifice. I have not come to get those who think they're right with God to follow me. I have got to get sinners to follow me." One day, Jesus' disciples came. They said to Jesus, "We and the Pharisees often go without eating. Why don't your disciples go without eating?" Jesus answered, "How can the guest of the groom be sad while he is with them? The time will come when the groom will be taken away from them. Then they will fast. People don't sew a patch of new clothes on old clothes. The new piece will pull away from the old. That will make the tear worse. People don't pour new wine into old wineskins. If they do, the skins will burst, the wine will run out, and the wineskins will be destroyed. No, people pour new wine into new wineskin. Then both are saved." While Jesus was saying this, a synagogue leader came. He got down on his knees in front of Jesus. He said, "My daughter has just died, but come and place your hand on her, then she will live again." Jesus got up and went with him. So did his disciples. Just then a woman came up behind Jesus. She had a sickness that made her bleed. It had lasted for 12 years. She touched the edge of his clothes. She thought, "I only need to touch his clothes, then I will be healed." Just turned and saw her. "Dear woman, don't give up hope," he said. "Your faith has healed you." The man was healed at the moment. When Jesus entered the synagogue leader's house, he saw the noisy crowd and people playing flutes. He said, "Go away. The girl is not dead. She is sleeping." But they laughed at him. After the crowd had been sent outside, Jesus went in. He took the girl by the hand, and she got up. News about what Jesus had done spread all over that area. As Jesus went on from there, two blind men followed him. They called out, "Have mercy on us, Son of David." When Jesus went indoors, the blind men came to him. He asked them, "Do you believe that I can do this?" "Yes, Lord," they replied. Then he touched their eyes. He said, "It will happen to you just as you believe." They could now see again. Jesus strongly warned them, "Be sure that no one knows about this." But they went out and spread the news, and they walked about him all over that area. While they were going out, another man was brought to Jesus. A demon controlled him, and he could not speak. When the demon was driven out, the man spoke. The crowd was amazed. They said, "Nothing like this has ever been seen in Israel." But the Pharisees said, "He drives out demons by the power of the prince of demons." Jesus went through all the towns and villages. He taught in their synagogues. He preached the good news of the kingdom, and he healed every illness and sickness. When he saw the crowds, he felt deep concern for them. They were treated badly and were helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "The harvest is huge, but there are only a few workers. So ask the Lord of the harvest to send workers out into his harvest field." Matthew chapter 10. Jesus called for his 12 disciples to come to him. He gave them authority to drive out evil spirits and to heal every illness and sickness. Here are the names of the 12 apostles. First, there were Simon Peter and his brother Andrew. Then came James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John. Next were Philip and Bartholomew, also Thomas and Matthew, the tax collector. Two more were James, son of Alphaeus and Thaddeus. The last were Simon the Zealot and Judas Iscariot. Judas was the one who was later going to hand Jesus over to his enemies. Jesus sent these 12 out with the following orders. Do not go among the Gentiles, he said. Do not enter any town of the Samaritans. Instead, go to the people of Israel. They are like sheep that have become lost. As you go, preach this message. The kingdom of heaven has come near. Heal those who are sick. Bring those who are dead back to life. Make those who have skin disease clean again. Drive out demons. You have received freely, so give freely. Do not get any gold, silver, or copper to take with you in your belts. Do not take a bag for the journey. Do not take extra clothes or sandals or walking sticks. A worker should be given what he needs. When you enter a town or village, look for someone who is willing to welcome you. Stay at their house until you leave. As you enter the home, greet those who live there. If that home welcomes you, give it your blessing of peace. If it does not, don't bless it. Some people may not welcome you or listen to your words. If they don't, leave that home or town and shake dust off your feet. What I'm about to tell you is true. On Judgment Day, it will be easier for Sodom and Gomorrah than for that town. I am sending you out like sheep among wolves. So be as wise as snakes and as harmless as doves. Watch out. You will be handed over to the local courts. You will be whipped in the synagogues. You will be brought to governors and kings because of me. You will be witnesses to them and to the Gentiles. But when they arrest you, don't worry about what you will say or how you will say it. At that time, you will be given the right words to say. It will not be you speaking. The Spirit of your Father will be speaking through you. Brothers will hand over brothers to be killed. Fathers will hand over their children. Children will rise up against their parents and have them put to death. You will be hated by everyone because of me, but anyone who remains strong in the faith will be saved. When Peter attacked you in one place, escape to another. What I'm about to tell you is true. You will not finish going through the towns of Israel before the Son of Man comes. The student is not better than the teacher. A slave is not better than his master. It is enough for students to be like their teachers, and it is enough for slaves to be like their masters. If the head of the house has been called Beelzebul, what can the others who live there expect? So don't be afraid of your enemies. Everything that is secret will be brought out into the open. Everything that is hidden will be uncovered. What I tell you in the dark, speak in the daylight. What is whispered in your ear, shout from rooftops. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but can't kill the soul. Instead, be afraid of one who can destroy both the soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for only a penny? But not one of them falls to the ground outside your Father's care. He even counts every hair on your head. So don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. What if someone says in front of others that they know me? I will also say in front of my Father who is in heaven that I know them. But what if someone says in front of others that they don't know me? I will say in front of my Father who is in heaven that I don't know them. Do not think that I came to bring peace to the earth. I didn't come to bring peace. I came to bring a sword. I have come to turn sons against their fathers. Daughters will refuse to obey their mothers. Daughters-in-law will be against their mothers-in-law. A man's enemies will be the members of his own family. Anyone who loves their father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who loves their son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever does not pick up their cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds their life will lose it. Whoever loses their life because of me will find it. Anyone who welcomes you welcomes me, and anyone who welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me. Suppose someone welcomes a prophet as a prophet. they will receive a prophet's reward. And suppose someone welcomes a godly person as a godly person, they will receive a godly person's reward. Suppose someone gives even a cup of cold water to a little one who follows me. What I'm about to tell you is true. That person will certainly be rewarded.